Welcome back, everybody. Before the finalists from the 11 to 12 age category present their speeches, I would like to introduce the judging panel for this group. Let's give a warm welcome to our chief judge, Taslim Somani. Taslim is a whiz in marketing strategy consulting, blending expertise in management, business development, fundraising, and digital marketing. She holds an MBA from York University's Schulich School of Business, mastering marketing, finance, and IT. Taslim's 20-plus years in the field, particularly with nonprofits like Medicines Sans Frontieres and Sick Kids Hospital Foundation, have led to some real impact. She also lends her insights to publications and serves on the board of directors at the Museum of Toronto. We are thrilled to have Taslim with us, bringing her sharp insights and vast experience to the panel. It is my honor to introduce our next distinguished judge, Anjum Sultana. Anjum is a celebrated public affairs strategist, a highly respected media commentator, and an accomplished public speaker with deep expertise in gender equity, public health, and civic engagement. In 2020, she was recognized as a Global Woman of Distinction by the NGO Committee on the United Nations Committees on the Status of Women and named among Canada's top 30 under 30 in sustainability by Corporate Knights. Anjum currently serves as the Director of Youth Leadership and Policy Advocacy at Plan International Canada, a global development and humanitarian charity focused on children's rights and equality for girls globally. As a global influencer, Anjum has represented Canada in many global and national forums, such as being a member of the W7, W20, Y7, and United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, providing policy recommendations to G7 and G20 countries. With her rich background and passionate advocacy for inclusive policies, Anjum brings invaluable insights to our panel. Please join me in welcoming Anjum Sultana. Our final panel member, Mova Leung, boasts an impressive academic background, holding a BSc PHM, PharmD, and board certification in oncology from the University of Toronto. As the oncology clinical pharmacy practitioner at North York General Hospital and adjunct lecturer at the University of Toronto's Faculty of Pharmacy, Mova leads clinical initiatives and advocates for drug utilization advancements in the cancer care program. She collaborates with interdisciplinary healthcare teams to optimize patient care. Additionally, at the Faculty of Pharmacy, Mova coordinates and lectures on the oncology, hematology, and immunology course, shaping future pharmacy professionals. Beyond her clinical and educational roles, Mova actively contributes to precepting, publishing, and research, along with involvement in various institutional and national oncology committees. With her extensive expertise and dedication, Mova offers invaluable insights on today's judging panel.
No matter who we are or where we come from, we're all entitled to the basic human rights of clean water to drink, healthy land to call home. This was a speech delivered by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1965. Did you know 829,000 people die every year because of dirty water, and 3.6 billion people, half of the world's population, do not have access to clean water? My name is Gabriel Guerrieri, and today I'll be discussing ways in which we can hopefully put an end to these statistics. The purpose of water is to keep your body at a normal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. But if your body temperature gets too high, it can lead to heat strokes, especially in hot countries. Your body temperature is too low, your heart, nervous system, and other organs can't work accordingly. You are also at risk of getting hypothermia and even worse, death. Picture a scenario where you drink dirty water. What will happen? Well, in the first 12 to 48 hours, you will have vomiting, nausea, and stomach pain. This can eventually lead to diseases like cholera, dentistry, and many more. Now imagine this. You drink the same dirty, contaminated water for a month, a year. Your organs that your body needs to function will slowly start to weaken. You can end up with kidney failure or chronic health effects. According to statistics from the World Counts, at any given time, half of the world's hospital beds are occupied by patients suffering from a water-related disease. The question we must ask ourselves is what can be done to prevent this from happening and ensure everyone has access to clean water? We can use rainwater by having a roof-like surface and redirect to a tank system so that it seeps down and restores the groundwater. Once you have the rainwater, you can disinfect it in many ways. Some countries, which are mostly developing, have very low levels of precipitation. My suggestion is to use a bicycle water purifier. The system is made up of 4 filters, a pre-filter and 3 filters to purify the water for drinking. This can generate 3 tons of clean water in 10 hours, delivering clean water to 1,500 people per day. This can cost roughly $6,600. Another idea is to create more wells in developing countries. The average depth of a well is 100 to 200 feet. And from that, you can get 150 gallons of water. And the average human needs to drink 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day. We need to encourage people to join campaigns, to raise money, and to volunteer to go to these countries and help them build such wells. Educating people on the subject will be key. However, we need governments to invest correctly and wisely in order for all this to work. It needs to be a whole world approach. Dirty water has affected millions of lives for so many years. As a society, as a world, we need to come together and help those who are less fortunate than we are. I will leave you with this. It's a quote from W.H. Auden. Thousands have lived without love, not one without water. Thank you for listening.
I'm repeatedly amazed at how such young students can come up with such unique ideas to face problems that we've been facing for such a long time. Next up, we have Ali Hassan.
Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about some really important stuff that's happening to animals on land. First, let's talk about the extinction of species. It's when some animals are disappearing forever, and it's happening more and more. This is really bad because we lose animals like tigers, pandas, and so many more. It's our fault because we're cutting down forests, polluting the air, and even hunting animals too much. We need to stop this before it's too late. We can help by supporting organizations that protect animals and their homes. The next big problem is destroying animal habitats. Imagine if someone came into your home and wrecked it. That's what's happening to animals. They live in forests, wetlands, and other places. But we're destroying these places for farms, roads, and buildings. Animals lose their homes, and it's really sad. This is bad because it messes up nature's balance. We need to be more careful about where we build stuff and to protect these places so animals can live there happily. Now, let's talk about why we should stop experimenting on animals. I know science is super fun, but it's not fair for us to use animals for experiments. They feel pain and fear just like we do, and it's not right to make them suffer. Sometimes the results from animal tests don't even help us because animals are different from us. So why not use other ways, like computers and synthetic cells to test things? It's kinder, safer, and it works better. So what can we do to help? We can all help by not buying products made from endangered animals, like ivory or certain animal skins. We can also join or support organizations that are working to protect animals and their habitats. And when it comes to experiments, we can ask scientists and companies to use alternative methods that don't hurt animals. In conclusion, we must remember that animals are our friends, and we need to treat them with kindness and respect. Extinction, destroying habitats, and experimenting on animals are big problems, but we can be a part of the solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. I think Ali here has taught us the importance of not only individual, but collective accountability, really holding ourselves responsible for the decisions that we make. Next up, we have Jalen Shajaraj.
Have you ever thought about the influence of quality education on people's lives? Hi, my name is Jalen, and today I'm going to be talking about how quality education can positively affect people's future, how it can improve children's confidence, and how it can help homelessness and poverty. Quality education is essential for having a brighter future. It helps people think, solve problems, and achieve goals. If someone isn't well educated, they may never get a chance to reach their full potential. Quality education helps with critical thinking, so people will make the correct choices for their future. Education also helps people communicate and interact with other people, which will help choose friends wisely. For example, being a doctor is a hard job, but a rewarding one, so you'll need to have quality education to save people's lives. Quality education can help you reach heights and achieve goals. Quality education can improve children's confidence with communication, decision-making, and self-confidence. It can improve with communication by being more confident when talking to others. Decision-making is very important, and it is learned through quality education. With adequate education, it is easier to solve problems and come up with the best ideas. When you have this type of education, it boosts your self-confidence, which makes you do even better in all areas of life. Quality education can help homelessness and poverty. If someone is homeless, it's most likely because they didn't make the right choice, and making right choices comes through good education. Studies found that 63% to 90% of homeless youths did not complete high school. Homelessness can also happen in generations where children's parents didn't get a good education, which led them to be homeless too. A good education can improve a country's economic growth, so in return there will be less homeless people. Better education can make people's lives better. It can improve children's confidence, and it can help homelessness and poverty. Quality education can change the world for better, but leaders should still come together to provide a better education opportunity for everyone in all countries. Investing in children's education will provide a better future for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jalen. He's really taught us here that school isn't just about math, science, and writing. It's about building our new generation. Next up, we have Authatri Dilipan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow speakers. Imagine a place where people are starving, only skin and bone. The heat is unbearable, and there are constant sounds of coughing. It's starvation, dominant in the chain of global problems. Zero hunger is an answer to this problem, and there are multiple ways we can try to make this happen. Today, I will be talking to you about what's happening around the world, why it's happening, and what you can do to help. Essentially, it's important to understand what's happening around the world and how this is affecting people. In 2022, 148 million children are affected by stunting, 45 million children are affected by wasting, and 37 million children are overweight, all below the age of 5. According to the World Health Organization, research shows that 735 million people are facing hunger. This proves that there has been many more cases of people not being able to afford food that can help them anymore. But what causes these things? The first reason why zero hunger is on the rise is inflation. The world is shockingly back at hunger levels not seen since 2005. Inflation plays a big role in the amount of food you're getting, as you need good food to help your body in nutrition and health. Next, war and conflict also play a big role in the food you're getting. This moment, we have 2 wars going on in our lives. All those people in the wars don't have food, so they travel from place to place looking for it. Inflation and conflict between countries are problems that both have a solution. We just need to make that solution happen. Now that you know about what's going on around the world and what's happening, it's important to know how to help. It's important to help to make a change. Maybe the food in the food banks are running out, and a lot of people are suffering because of that. One way is to donate food to charities. There are multiple charities around the world, like Food Bank Canada and Kids Against Hunger. Collect small cans of food and make a difference for a lot of people around the world. As Greta Thunberg once said, you are never too small to make a difference. In my speech, I talked to you about 3 things: what is happening around the world, why it's happening, and what you can do to help. Now, imagine a place where, although it is very warm, we see healthy, happy people. Nobody is coughing, but instead enjoying a delicious meal. Being the second goal in the Sustainable Development Goals, working towards zero hunger is an important idea in life. If we succeed, theirs could be a much happier place. A small movement starts with 1 person. A small can of tomato sauce can start with 1 person. A small idea can make a big one. It's time to make a change today. Thank you.
Vathatri. Who would have thought that 1 can of tomato sauce can actually contribute to something larger than ourselves? Next up, we have Tiberius Lowe.
Good morning, fellow classmates and parents. My name is Ty, and I will be talking about life below water. Did you know that plastic is one of the most greatest threats to ocean health worldwide? Between 4 to 12 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean every year, which is enough to cover every foot of coastline on the planet. That amount is projected to triple in the next 20 years, but there are many solutions to help stop plastic pollution. Everyone and anyone can do something to help stop plastic pollution, and millions of people worldwide are already taking action. To take action, you can start by recycling properly, avoiding products containing microbeads, and participating in beach or river cleanups. The first way to take action against plastic pollution is to recycle properly. At present, just 9% of plastic is recycled worldwide. Recycling helps keep plastics out of the ocean and reduces the amount of new plastic in circulation. If you need help finding a place to recycle near you, you can check Earth's 911 recycling directory, or you can go to your local recycling center and check which types of plastics that they accept. Second, we should avoid products containing microbeads. Tiny plastic particles called microbeads have become a growing source in plastic pollution in the recent years. Microbeads are found in some face scrubs, toothpastes, and body washes, and they readily enter our oceans and waterways. That's how products containing microbeads can cause pollution. Lastly, we should participate in a beach or river cleanup. Participating in beach or river cleanups is one of the most direct and rewarding ways to help stop and fight plastic pollution. You can simply go to a beach or waterway on your own or with your friends or family and collect some garbage in the ocean or on the shore. Recently, I was in Bali, and in Bali, you would used to think that it's really beautiful, but actually, when I went to the beach, it was filled with plastic, and I didn't really like that. That is why we should participate in a beach or river cleanup. In conclusion, we now know how to help our sea animals and stop pollution in the rivers by recycling properly, avoiding products containing microbeads, and participating in beach or river cleanups. The next time you see a dirty beach or river, consider helping to pick up some garbage. If everyone helps around the world just a bit, we can start solving this problem. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ty. Ty actually taught me something new today. I had no idea that something like microbeads in our toothpaste and our facial scrubs actually cause pollution. I had no idea. Next up, we have Grace Tang.
Raise your hand if you are hungry right now. Being hungry is normal, but being hungry continuously for days and weeks is not normal anymore. This is called starvation, and some people in the world actually experience this daily. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Grace Tang, and today I would like to talk to you about zero hunger. It may surprise you to learn that millions of people worldwide face daily starvation. Millions of people. In this speech, I will discuss the importance of addressing the causes of hunger, the advantages of attaining zero hunger, and the ways that each of us can help. We can ensure that no one has to go to bed hungry if we work together. A person's life can be severely affected by not having enough food to eat. Hunger reduces immunity, increasing a person's vulnerability to infection and disease. Long hunger periods damage mental and physical health. Because starving people are less likely to have the energy and resources to change their economic circumstances, hunger helps continue the poverty cycle. We can guarantee that everyone has access to food and create healthier communities by striving for zero hunger. For a number of reasons, achieving zero hunger is critical. It is an absolute human right. Nobody should wonder if they will get their next meal or not. People can live longer and do more in school when they have access to nutritious food. Eliminating hunger is also crucial to lowering inequality and poverty. We can end the cycle of poverty by guaranteeing that everyone receives food to eat. Not having to worry about paying for food reduces stress and expenses, giving the poor more money to use for other necessities. Zero hunger is, lastly, goal 2 of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and if we all work together, we can significantly improve the lives of millions of people. We can also help solve the problem of starvation for numerous reasons. Firstly, by donating food items or contributions to local food banks and organizations, we can help provide assistance to those facing food insecurity. Secondly, we can volunteer at community gardens or food distribution centers. Lastly, we can raise awareness and advocate for change. By spreading awareness about the issue of hunger, we can emphasize the struggles and encourage action at a larger scale. Achieving zero hunger is not just a simple goal, but a necessary one. It is fundamental for every individual to have access to nutritious food. By promoting sustainable agriculture, improving access to nutritious food, advocating for policy change, donating, volunteering, and raising awareness, we can all play a part in solving hunger problems. Imagine how incredible it would be to be able to claim, I contributed to the solution of world hunger. Together, we can make a difference and create a world where everyone has enough to eat. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. As Grace says here, I would love to one day say, I contributed to ending world hunger. I would love to say that one day. Next up, we have Alexandra Jacob.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexandra, and today I will be speaking about gender equality. But what does gender equality actually mean? Gender equality means that the rights, responsibilities, and opportunities of people will not depend on whether they are male or female. Women are entitled to live in dignity, safety, and security. Today, my speech will talk about the equal rights for men and women, how gender equality makes communities safer, and how to achieve gender equality. Firstly, men's and women's rights are far from equal. In many countries, women have less access to education. Did you know that a quarter of all women between 15 and 24 will not finish primary school? When women aren't educated properly, it impacts their future job opportunities. And it's not just education. Women also have less access to health care. There's less research devoted to the diseases that primarily affect women, like osteoporosis and heart disease. And there is also an unequal distribution of males and females within certain job types, like technology, engineering, or trades. In addition to that, the gender wage gap shows what every woman is paid compared to a man. In Canada, the average woman earns 89 cents for every dollar a man makes in the same job. Addressing gender equality is important so we can stop violence against women and girls, make sure opportunities are open to all genders, and correct gender biases and create a safer world for everyone. Now that I've spoken about the equal rights for men and women, I will speak about how gender equality makes communities safer. We can make our communities safer by solving gender equality. Unequal societies are less cohesive. They have higher rates of antisocial behavior and violence. Countries with greater gender equality are healthier, have less poverty, and have a better well-being. Gender equality encourages peace. Inequality is the source of violence towards women. Studies have shown that as gender equality improves in a country, the peace in that country improves as well. Now that I've explained how gender equality makes communities safer, I will come to my final point on how to achieve gender equality. Here are a few ways we can achieve equal pay for equal work. The same job that requires the same skill, effort, and responsibility should have an equal salary. Elect more women to government and leadership positions, and invest more money and research into women's healthcare. Now that you've heard my main points, we can come to a conclusion about gender equality. My first point informed us on how men's and women's rights are not equal and that men get more opportunities simply because of their gender. My second point explained how gender equality makes the world a safer place for women. And finally, my speech tried to show how gender equality can be solved. When we solve gender equality, we make sure girls are able to access opportunities for their future. I hope my speech has shown you the importance of addressing gender inequalities and giving girls a voice. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you, Alexandra. While the women's liberation has come a very long way and we are very close to a place of equality, it's very important for us to know, just like Alexandra has just told us, that progress is far from over. Next, we have Joseph Mercanti.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joseph Mercanti, and I am a grade 6 student at Power Words Academy. The topic I have chosen to discuss with you today is how we can help the world gain access to clean drinking water. Last year, my hockey team helped serve the less fortunate a Christmas meal at Project Concern. It was a really good feeling to help others, and I want you to feel the same way by listening to my ideas and learn how to do your part to help fix the problem. My speech will talk about 3 important ways we can help the world gain access to clean drinking water, which are supporting organizations, involving the government, and finally, helping Indigenous communities. The first way we can help fix this issue is to support organizations such as World Water Day. This United Nations Observance Day creates awareness of how many people in the world don't have access to clean drinking water. If we raise awareness, many more people who have influence can help solve the problem. The more people that are aware, the more help the cause receives. Now that I've spoken about supporting organizations, I'll speak about involving government officials. By involving government officials, the issue of clean drinking water could receive more funding. If they're aware, they could support in building facilities that clean wastewater. In order to get my parents' attention, I speak up. If we petition as a community, similar to what I do at home, the government will hopefully listen. Now that I've spoken about involving the government, I'll speak about helping Indigenous communities. I think this is the most important way we can help. Water in Indigenous communities is not treated properly, so they have to boil it before they can use it. Imagine having to boil water before you could brush your teeth. We should be petitioning to force the government to provide resources to help. Overall, my first point explained why we should support organizations. The second point I made revealed why we should involve the government, and finally, helping Indigenous communities. I hope my speech has shown you the importance of why we should help the world gain access to more clean drinking water. Thank you for your courteous attention.
Great job, Joseph. I think Joseph really here has taught us what we like to teach here at Power Words, that the spoken and written language does wonders to create change. Next up, we have Neil Lau.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Neil, and I'm here to discuss the vital topic of affordable and clean energy. Raise your hand if you had the pleasure of visiting the bustling street of downtown Manhattan. And have you had the unpleasant experience of smelling annoying fumes from the traffic? Well, those fumes aren't just bad for us, but a serious threat to our environment. That is why today I will discuss the importance of using affordable and clean energy and how we can achieve it in 3 key ways. Examining sustainability of current energy sources, transitioning to cleaner options, and making clean energy affordable. First, let's start by taking a look at how dirty our current energy sources are. Most of our energy comes from burning fossil fuels, usually from coal or oil. This process not only releases harmful gases that contribute to air pollution and climate change, but also damages our ozone layer. And let's not forget about nuclear energy, where the waste products of nuclear energy can remain radioactive for millions of years. I think it's safe to say that our current energy sources are not very earth-friendly. Second, how can we make the switch to cleaner energy sources? Well, we have options like dams, windmills, and solar panels. Dams, while renewable and clean, unfortunately have the downside of causing harm to animals living in the river. But we can implement dam filters to stop that. Windmills may pose risks to aircraft and birds, but by simply adding lights can fix that issue. And let's not overlook the power of solar panels. They just need a little tweaking in terms of materials and location to maximize their efficiency. And finally, the million-dollar question. How do we make clean energy affordable? It's true, clean energy can be a bit expensive, especially when it depends on weather conditions. But fear not, by advancing our technological experience and knowledge, operating costs of current energy sources like solar panels, dams, and windmills will come down over time. In summary, we've examined the environmental toll of current energy sources, the potential of cleaner alternatives, and the steps to make them more accessible. It's clear that affordable and clean energy is essential for our future. Canadian oil companies like Suncor are committing to reducing emissions, while the United Nations has set aspiring goals. Together, we can work towards a cleaner, more sustainable future. Let's take action now. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Neil's speech just brought us a problem, its solutions, further problems to those solutions, and then further solutions to those problems. That was an incredible speech. Let's move on to Aiden Chaudhry.
Good morning, teachers, parents, and fellow students. My name is Aiden, and today I will be addressing the matter of good health and well-being. Good health and well-being is something we should all care about, but some don't. Ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being are important to building prosperous societies. Ensuring healthy lives for all requires a strong commitment from leaders of global countries. The benefits of investing in health and well-being outweigh the costs. By the end of my speech, you will learn about mental health issues, how people are getting obese and how to stop it, and my decisive point is why exercise is important in our everyday lives. The first topic I will be speaking about is mental health issues. Every year in Canada, 4 million people suffer from mental health issues. Mental health is something we should all care about, but some don't. Every day people become depressed because of traumatic events such as death, unemployment, drug and alcohol use, and childhood experiences. Some solutions can be free therapy paid through taxes, walking 15 to 30 minutes per day, and eating healthy foods, because most people will tend to eat unhealthy foods in situations like this one. Now that I've spoken about mental health issues, I will speak about obesity and how to stop it. About 2 in 3 Canadian adults are obese. I'll be speaking about how we can overcome this. Obesity is becoming a big problem because many children are staying inside all day and just playing video games and not getting enough physical exercise. This can affect them because they are not getting enough physical exercise, which means they can become overweight. Some solutions can be dieting, walking, and more gyms being built so that more people can exercise. An example of dieting can be using sites like HelloFresh and Good Food to deliver well-portioned and healthier meals right to your doorstep. Now that I have spoken about overcoming obesity, I will conclude why exercise is important for our everyday lives. Exercise is important for our everyday lives because it can help us manage our weight, get stronger bones, and do everyday activities much more easily. Exercise is important for our everyday lives as well because it can help us battle health conditions more easily, such as stroke, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, anxiety,
and many distinct types of cancer. Looking back at the overall topic, exercising can help solve this issue if more people will be overweight people and more non-overweight people. Exercise can help this issue because exercise can control weight and keep us healthy. Now that you know about all three topics, we can come to some conclusions about my speech. My speech emphasized the importance of mental health, exercise, and the need to overcome obesity. Access to healthcare and education on these topics should be available to all. We can build prosperous societies and contribute to a healthy economy. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Aiden. Aiden's really taught us here that proper nutrition and exercise not only gives us good physical health, but proper mental health and an overall positive outlook on life as well. Moving on, we have Ayan Murji.
Imagine a strawberry growing on the fields of a farm in Ontario. After months of being watered and treated with love and care, this seed turns into a plump, juicy strawberry. The farmer and his neighbors come to pick the strawberry and his friends, which are loaded onto a truck and travel hundreds of kilometers to the packaging company. The strawberries are then wrapped and sent to the grocery store, where you and I will go buy and take them home. A few days go by. We might enjoy a few, but the strawberries find themselves at the back of the fridge, out of sight. We forget about them. A few weeks later, we open the fridge and pull out what was once a pack of plump, juicy strawberries. Now they are covered in mold and we throw them all away. Friends, if we do not reduce food waste immediately, we will never be able to eliminate world hunger by 2030. Globally, each year, we are wasting 1/3 of all food produced. This is 1.6 billion tons of food. To put this into context, this is the equivalent of 400 million elephants. Food waste also has a negative impact on our environment. According to Our World in Data, food waste is responsible for 25 to 30% of all greenhouse gases. If food waste was a country, it would produce the 3rd largest amount of greenhouse gases, following closely behind China and the United States. What is the cause of all this food waste? One major cause of food waste is buying too much food before it can be resold or eaten. According to Earth.org, the average North American wastes 100 kilograms of food each year. This is the equivalent of 1,000 Tim Hortons chocolate glazed donuts. A few other causes of food waste include restaurants preparing too much food and containers that cannot stop food spoilage or contamination. There are 3 steps that you can take to reduce your food waste immediately. First, plan out your meals. This way, you know what you'll be eating and don't overbuy. Second, when you go to the grocery store, it is advisable to not go hungry, as you will be tempted to buy many items that are not on your list, which could potentially go to waste. Lastly, find creative ways to eat uneaten products. For example, use ripe fruits to make a smoothie, use overripe bananas to make muffins, and use vegetables to make a heartwarming soup. If we would like to eliminate world hunger by 2030, we must act now. Remember the strawberry from the beginning? It could have been eaten by somebody else, by one of the 4.5 million children who suffer malnourishment each year. Sadly, this did not happen. The strawberry, along with all the water, energy, and resources it took to bring to your home, were thrown away in the garbage. We can and must do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayan, for that impactful speech. Unfortunately, I have to admit that there were times that I pull a pack of strawberries out of the fridge and they've grown an ecosystem inside of the packaging. So Ayan, you're very correct. I gotta start buying less. Next up, we have Sophia Solomon.
Good morning, fellow classmates, teachers, students, and honored guests. My name is Sophia and I'm 11 years old. Oceans have been rising. Icebergs have been melting. Temperature is getting out of control. What does that have to do with us? More than you think. Because if we continue to look at each individual element of living and non-living things in the world, we can miss how beautiful the whole earth can be. Now, this can be a reality if we can find a way to evaluate and solve a problem that started getting aggressive in 1852, where families drove for days to search for the stars that suddenly disappeared from the night sky. It wasn't until 1896 that they discovered that their greenhouse gas emissions and climate catastrophes, such as wildfires, floods, and hurricanes, polluted the earth, making its atmosphere thicker than ever. This caused the stars to appear invisible. If we do not start acting now, we might as well let Albert Einstein, who warned us that a bad ending could happen, say the 4 words everybody hates. I told you so. To begin with, what is climate change? Well, climate change is the shift of weather patterns and conditions. We are experiencing a rapid change in the climate due to various factors. Needless to say, our Earth is experiencing rising global temperatures. You might have also heard about the melting glaciers, which have led to rising sea levels. There has been a drastic change in the climate due to hazardous factors such as pollution, burning coal, industrial waste disposal in the air, to name a few. All this will result in affecting the environment and its resources. In addition, did you ever wonder why your parents always ask you not to throw your garbage anywhere but in the garbage bin? Well, the reason why they say this is because one man's trash is everybody's trash. This means that if one person litters, that litter is not just his, but the world's. If we do not wake up from our dreams and continue to destroy the ecosystem, we will be the ones to threaten our own lives. As these impacts grow in frequency and severity, they will, and in many cases already have, create crises for people and nature around the world. If unchecked, these impacts will spread and worsen with more animal extinction, biodiversity loss, water shortages, and displaced communities. Now that we have identified the problem, let's find a way to tell Albert Einstein that sometimes a bad ending isn't just a case for problems like climate change. The United Nations, also known as the UN, has already found a few ways to reduce and stop climate change from destroying the world, such as invest in renewable energy, switch to sustainable transport, protect forests like the Amazon forest, protect oceans by completely erasing plastic and fishermen nets to keep the ecosystem stabilized, and most importantly, no more war. To conclude, we should all educate ourselves on what climate action is, the consequences, the effects, and several solutions. Would you help the world prove to Mr. Einstein that he is wrong? Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. I don't know about everybody here, but me personally, I would love to be a part of not letting Albert Einstein say, "I told you so." Next up, we have Levi Griller.
The earth is large enough for all to share, but mankind's heart is not large enough to care. This quote is about the effects of poaching and is written by a poet named A.D. Williams. This quote really makes you think if we are doing enough about the illegal slaughtering of innocent animals. The thing that makes it so bad is that poachers aren't doing it for food or their general survival. They're doing it for luxury and profit. In my eyes, killing animals that are going extinct just for the fun of it is insane. Hi, my name is Levi Griller, and I am here to tell you about the effects of poaching, the place where poaching most occurs, and how we can limit the amount of poaching. Did you know that nearly 2 rangers a week are killed protecting animals? Now, this is just maddening to hear, that people with good morals are trying to do the right thing and protect animals that are slowly but surely going extinct and are just killed because they're in the way of poachers? Now that you know that, I want to tell you what happens when an animal goes extinct. In the world, there is something called a food chain. It shows the cycle of a herbivore eating a plant which gets its energy from the sun and is then killed by the carnivore. Now, let's say there's no herbivore in this food chain. Then the carnivore would have to start preying on other carnivores and then eventually start preying on its own kind, its own species. And that's exactly what happened to the dinosaurs. So if the dinosaurs went extinct, the modern animals the same thing will happen to modern animals if we don't act now. The place where poaching most occurs is in Africa. Over the span of 1 year, approximately 20,000 elephants are killed. Now, you might think that Africa is a massive continent. There must be thousands of elephants. Well, you're absolutely right. There are 600,000 elephants left in Africa. Well, that might be a lot, but if you think about it, if the rate of poaching stays the same or increases, it would take only 30 years to kill the current population of elephants in Africa. Now, does that sound like a very long time? The solution to this problem, or my solution to this problem, is moderately simple. My goal is to limit the amount of poaching in the world. What I think should happen
is we put animals that are going extinct in national parks. Not like a zoo where people come in and they're caged up and they're just lying around doing nothing, but like a safe haven for animals to live out the rest of their days without the threat of human hunting. I think if executed well, we can stop animals from going extinct from poaching. An example of a great national park is in South Africa. It is called Kruger. Just before I leave, I would like to leave you with some words by a conservationist named Jane Goodall. Each one of us matters and has a role to play, makes a difference. Each one of us must take responsibility for our own lives, and most importantly, show love and respect for the living things around us, especially each other. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Levi. I especially like that quote at the end, very powerful, telling us how love and respect is a huge part in making a difference. Next, we have Amina Zainab Somani.
Hello judges, parents, and students. My name is Amina, and today I will be discussing why students should have the right to an affordable education without any discrimination. Can you imagine a student having to not attend school just because they can't afford it, or being discriminated against their culture, religion, or disabilities? I believe that no student should have to be treated that way. Firstly, I would advise you about having a free primary and secondary education. By 2030, we should ensure that every boy and girl gets a free primary and secondary education. By doing this, we have to make teaching central. Also, everyone should have a quality education leading to an effective learning outcome. Sub-Saharan Africa faces the biggest challenges in providing schools with basic resources. In free primary and secondary education, Sub-Saharan Africa can't afford clean drinking water in school or even the internet. Secondly, I will be discussing about an affordable, technical, and vocational education. By 2030, there should be equal access to an affordable, technical, and vocational education to all girls and boys. This means that every student in the class should be given equal quality education by the teacher. Every student should afford to go to school. Lastly, I will be advising you about eliminating discrimination against culture, religion, or disabilities. By 2030, there should be no discrimination against culture, religion, or disabilities against children in vulnerable situations. This means that no student should bully another student for any reason. Hopefully, this is not happening in this moment. In conclusion, my first point informed us about a free primary and secondary education. My second point revealed how we should all have equal access to an affordable, technical, and vocational education. My last point talked about how there should be no discrimination. I hope that my speech has shown you the importance of having an affordable education without any discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you, Amina. Hopefully by the time that Amina and her peers here are old enough to have children of their own, the world will give them an opportunity to have quality education, free access, and affordable access to education. Next up, we have Eliana Antar.
I was sitting in class when my stomach growled. Everyone heard it, and they were looking at me. But one thing they couldn't hear was the conversation between my brain and my stomach. My brain said, just a few more minutes, and my stomach replied, can't we just sneak some food? I'm so hungry. No, my brain said, everyone's staring at us, and we only have a few minutes left. Hang in there. What? How could I just hang in there when I'm starving? It is crazy how we cannot stand hunger for only a short period of time, while millions of kids have this feeling every single day. Today, I came to speak not just as a speaker, but as a dreamer to speak for all the children who are suffering from hunger. So, what is hunger? Hunger is when your body does not get the food you need. Hunger is a big problem where people cannot afford the minimum amount of food their body needs to survive. Although scientists say that our world can produce enough food to feed the entire planet, food may not be available everywhere on this planet. Hunger is caused by a lot of reasons. Surprisingly, waste is one of the biggest reasons why hunger has a place in our world. This is because it contributes to world hunger in a significant way. Food waste begins in farms, where we grow our plants. That is where farmers waste up to 70% of their food due to stains, bugs, etc., because it does not meet supermarket quality expectations. Then, food is wasted in the supermarkets because some of the foods like milk, bread, vegetables, and fruits expire after some time and also get wasted and adds more to our waste problem. Another major reason for hunger is natural disasters. Floods, droughts, extreme heat, and forest fires, which are caused by global warming, contribute to the destruction of food. War is another major reason for hunger because war turns a civilized, peaceful area into a mass destruction where happiness is replaced by fear and starvation. This is because we are fighting to have better control over other nations rather than caring for others. This is a big contribution to the shortage of food. I want you all to think about the children who are suffering right now. We are the reason why they are suffering right now. This is because we are wasting, causing wars, and becoming more greedy for profit. Together, we can stop this by reducing food waste, eliminating wars, and caring for nature instead of our own profit. So I ask, next time you eat a meal that you don't enjoy, instead of wasting it, please think about the children who suffer from hunger every day. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Eliana. I think we can definitely take a lesson from Eliana here in that we are not only students, parents, teachers, educators, whatever you name it, we also have to be dreamers in order to really make a difference. Finally, we have our last speaker. Here is Avi Malhotra.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Avi Malhotra, and today I'm here to talk to you about responsible consumption and production. Responsible consumption and production should be important to all of us so we don't deplete our natural resources. Making sustainable choices and supporting companies that have sustainable practices means we make the world a better place for ourselves and our future generations. My speech will inform you about why responsible consumption and production is needed, some examples of companies introducing sustainable practices, and what the Government of Canada has done to support sustainability. First, let me tell you why responsible consumption and production is needed. Our population continues to grow, and our Earth is running out of natural resources. If our population reaches 9.8 billion people by 2030, we will need the equivalent of 3 planets to provide the natural resources to live. I was shocked to learn that humans waste 931 million tons of food every year globally, yet people still go hungry. Even though we've seen new technologies and inventions over the last few decades, they've had a negative impact on our environment. We all have a responsibility to change that. Second, I have learned some cool examples of companies introducing sustainable practices. The first example is Lego. In 2018, they started to make their bricks out of Brazilian sugarcane, a step closer towards using sustainable resources. Another example I learned from my mom, I love you, Mom, who works at IBM, she told me how they have started to use technology to design smart buildings, which reduce the amount of resources used and is more eco-friendly. Third and finally, it is also important for our government to support sustainability as well. The Government of Canada has created policies and set goals to reduce resource consumption and promote eco-friendly business models. The Government of Canada is committed to zero-emission vehicles by 2030. Some of these vehicles include Tesla, Nissan, Hyundai, and BMW. The Government of Canada is also committed to zero plastic waste by 2030. I've noticed when I go shopping with my mom, they no longer give plastic bags, or when I go to a restaurant, they no longer serve plastic straws. So you can see how the policies are starting to make a difference. I hope that from my speech today, you have learned why responsible consumption and production is needed, some examples of companies introducing sustainable practices, and what the Government of Canada has done to support sustainability. I hope that you are inspired to do your part in this important cause too, because every effort matters. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Avi. I think it's important that as modern society becomes more individualistic, that we really start to think, what can we do just not for ourselves, but for others as well? Let's give a final round of applause to all of our contestants in the age 11 to 12 group. Judges, if you will please proceed to the judges' rooms for your deliberations. We'll take a brief intermission while the judges engage in their decision-making process. Kindly reconvene in the auditorium by 6:30 p.m. for the commemoration of the World Speech Day and the awards ceremony. We request that all participants occupy the front rows near the stage following the break. The event will commence promptly at 6:30 p.m. We appreciate your punctuality. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. Please join me in welcoming Hafsa Esmail, founder of Power of Words Academy, to the stage.
Thank you, Naomi. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here for the commemoration of World Speech Day and, of course, the awards ceremony. So first up, we've got something special, a message from Simon Gibson himself. Simon is the visionary behind World Speech Day, and he's all about getting people globally to speak up and make a difference. So let's tune into what he has to say and get inspired for what's to come.
My name is Simon Gibson. I'm the founder of World Speech Day. This is now the 8th year of World Speech Day. And across the years, one voice stays in my mind. Her name was Tamara. She was probably 13 years old when she gave her speech. In fact, there were bombs falling on the buildings around her as she spoke. And she was speaking live, having waited for hours for a brief few moments of internet connection. Her first words were, "Hello world." I found it heartbreaking, and I still do, especially today. She was excited to speak because she wanted to share her voice with the world. She wanted to tell the world how the miracle of dance had transformed her life. I believe that's what makes World Speech Day unique. Your voices today will be heard by people across the globe. Your voices will spark ideas in other people. that's pretty remarkable. This year, I had fan mail from young women at an all-female university in Saudi Arabia. Of course, they had spoken in class before. They had shared opinions on geography or science or whatever, but they had never spoken for themselves. They were expressing ideas that they themselves believed in, ideas that they felt true. For who are we but the ideas we hold dear? In Ulaanbaatar, 1,300 students gathered a huge hall, all mic'd up and sharing their ideas for a better Mongolia. Elsewhere, I judged speeches by young students from Japan on food shortage, on the waste inherent in new technologies, and the bias involved in climate change reporting. I have listened to students from China ask for a new age of cultural intercommunication, and young women from Ghana call out for inclusion. And an entire school in Mexico give itself over to World Speech Day for a complete day, with students even recording their own promotional videos for their events. In each case, they are simply saying, "Hello, world." What an extraordinary affirmation of belonging. One often hears people say, "Live this day as if it were your last." But what if we lived each day as a world citizen? Imagine how our outlook would open, how our lives would change, how our ideas would change. We'd have different kinds of ideas, not narrow, but broad, embracing, universal. World Speech Day has spread to 100 countries because it has made this offer real. All you need is a speech and an audience. Recently, I've come to think of a speech as really the time you share together, that transitory temporal intersection which is marked by nothing so insubstantial as breath and memory. Nothing you can touch, nothing you can untouch. It's there, permanent yet fleeting, in the memories of lives you move through your ideas. You can live as a world citizen. You can speak out with your ideas. So I'm in awe of the events that the Power of Words Academy and HAFSA have achieved here in Canada. You are certainly one of the highlights among all World Speech Day events around the globe, this year and for many years. Congratulations and well done. And I hope you have a wonderful competition today as remarkable citizens of the world. Thank you very much.
Wasn't that something? Simon really brings home how far-reaching our voices can be. And it's just awesome to see young people all over the world stepping up, speaking out, and sparking change. A massive thank you to Simon for being the driving force behind World Speech Day. Now, before we get to what everybody's waiting for, the awards ceremony, I just have to say to the students today, absolutely incredible. You guys took on the biggest world issues out there with so much passion and insight. It's truly been inspirational to hear your thoughts and ideas on how we can make our world a better place. Our heartfelt thank you goes out to our judges as well. Your task was incredibly challenging, given the remarkable speeches we witnessed today. It's not an easy job being in your shoes, and we commend you for your dedication and fairness. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to extend my gratitude to our fantastic moderators, Mason and Naomi, as well as our passionate POW Academy teachers. Other Con Museum staff and all our volunteers. Today would not have been possible without all your help. Thank you. And now, with great anticipation, I hand the floor back to Naomi to lead us off with the awards.
now my privilege to invite our distinguished judge, Hamza Ansari, to the stage to present the medals to our contestants in the 7 to 8 age category. Once I call their name, let's give them a round of applause so they can receive their medal. First, we have Arya Gupta. Ava Parek. Ayush Patanek. Chloe Hu. Emma Mirza. Ethan Ouyang. Ivania Raj. Ian Lee. Insia Yamani. Isabel Papadopoulos. Jasper Kwan. Jaden Kagitharan. Callie Darmos. Michelle S. Gerald. Naylin Kerr. Ryan Ouyang. Sean Chaudhry. Trisha Shajaraj. Finally, Yuju Jung. Let's give a round of applause to our youngest Hamza, kindly make your way to the podium to reveal our first, second, and third place winners.
Testing. Hi everyone. Just want to thank everyone here, the parents, the students, Hafsa and the team for doing a great job in organizing this event. And this is for the age category of 7 to 8 years old. Start off with third place. So after a lot of deliberation, the third place participant is Ian Lee. Can Ian Lee step up? Congratulations. In second place, Ivania Raj. And in first place, Ava Parekh. I just want to take a moment and recognize the contributions that the students made towards the SDGs today. I was really impressed to see how things like no poverty, quality education were broken down from a global level to a very local level while understanding this issue. And want to take special thanks to Ava for her focus on no poverty. And for second place, Ivania on quality education, and on Ian on climate action. Thank you so much.
Let's once again give a warm round of applause for our champions and prizes. Students, you may return to your seats. I would now like to invite our distinguished judge, Anjum Sultana, to the stage to award the medals to the contestants in the 9 to 10 age category and to announce the first, second, and third place winners. Finalists in the 9 to 10 age category, upon hearing your name, we kindly ask you to make your way to the stage. Adam Ahmad. Alicia Jacob. Arlene Jassar. Darshan Rajasekaran. Dylan Darwindaraj. Ethan Shin. Evan Guan. Farhan Islam. Hubert Wang. Ishana Sentharam. Izhar Murji. Kathleen Nguyen. Marquesa David. Matthew Jolly. Mira Keshabji. Nyota Low. Shiv Singla. And finally, Yusuf Naqvi. Let's applaud our finalists in the 9 to 10 age category. Anjum, I invite you to announce the winners.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, judges, Hafsa and the Power of Words Academy, and staff and volunteers. This has been such an inspiring afternoon. So many incredible speeches, and so grateful for the leaders of not only tomorrow, but the leaders of today. Thank you for your passion, your research, and your inspiration. It was very hard for the judges to select the top 3. We felt all of the speeches had thoughtful analysis, powerful delivery, and actionable insights. And for us, it really was very close. But what I wanted to share now are the top 3 winners. So in 3rd place, with a powerful speech on climate action, I wanted to recognize Alicia Jacob. Finally, with a compelling speech on why we need to support life underwater, is Shauna Santhuran. Let's do one more round. I have to say, with only 6 years away till the SDGs in 2030, the future is bright and the goals are within reach because of incredible leaders such as Alicia, Azar, and Ashana, and all of you at the forefront and all of you supporting in the auditorium. Young people, again, are not just the leaders of tomorrow, they're leading right now, and today's speech competition really demonstrates that. So thank you again, and looking forward to seeing all the great work that you're doing.
Students, you may make your way back to your seats, and as they sit down, let's give them one more round of applause. Now, we will welcome to the stage our finalists in the 11 to 12 age category. As we announce your name, please proceed to the stage. Authatri Dilipan. Alexandra Jacob. Ali Hassan. Amina Zainab Somani. Abby Malhotra. Ayan Murji. Aiden Chaudhry. Eliana Antar. Jalen Shajaraj. Joseph Mercanti. Levi Griller. Neil Lau. Sophia Solomon. Tiberius Lowe. Join us in celebrating our finalists in the 11th and 12th age Now I welcome to the podium our distinguished judge, Mova Liang. She will be presenting the winners of the 11 to 12 age category.
I'd like to thank the organizers for providing me the privilege of being able to meet such distinguished and talented participants in all age categories. I just want to let you know that you should all feel very proud of yourself, and that for all the people who actually contributed and supported you in developing this should also feel very proud as well. It was actually a very difficult age category. We had to struggle to find our top three because you were all not only so good, but you had such powerful ideas. So kudos to all of you, and please be aware that you're all winners today. In choosing our top three, third place goes to a very talented individual who described a very descriptive speech about a simple strawberry, which led to a very impactful speech about combating hunger. So congratulations to Ayan Murji. Speech about how important it is that we take zero hunger seriously. So I'd like to congratulate Eliana and Tar for getting second. And then first place is awarded to a very confident speaker. For this age, you're so much better speaker than I am, and I had a lot to learn from you. You talked about how to make clean energy and how to make it affordable through technologies, development such as dams and solar panels, and making it cheaper as technology gets better. So congratulations to Neil Lau.
Back to your seats. As they take a seat, let's give one more round of applause. Joanne Clements to the stage to present the medals to the participants in the 13 to 14 age category and reveal the first, second, and third place winners. Joanne. Students in the 13 to 14 age category, as your name is called, please come up to the stage. Abik Tomar. Aliyah Bishram. Ananya Anand. Chloe Lee. Chloe Nura. Diane Jang. Ellie Ann. Ellie Lee. Ethan Lee. Lily Liagati. Majid Sylvia. Maziar Masumi. Riker Lee. Samiksa Gajakarna. Sanjana Teresa Santush. Valerie Chua. And lastly, Zayan Ali. Let's give another round of applause to the 13 finalists. Joanne, it is your moment to announce the winners.
We just wanted to, first of all, start by saying, as judges, you were fantastic. It really is challenging to pick 3 winners today, but we just wanted to give an honorable mention to one particular student, to acknowledge Chloe Lee. We were touched by your bravery and your expertise on the subject of mental health. So for 3rd place winner, we as a group decided Maziria Masumi. Second place, Majid Sylvia. And first place, Sanjana Sanyash.
And again, we were just really impressed on, like, together as judges, on the contribution towards the SDGs and really bringing down some of these concepts to a local level, relatable level, with such visionary leadership on climate and other topics. So congratulations, everyone, and thank you to everyone for their support of us.
Students, as you make your way back to your seats, let's extend one more round of applause to our 2 teams. This marks the end of our award ceremony and the celebration of World Speech Day. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all who participated and those who joined us as spectators. We now invite all participants to come to the stage for a final group photograph. For the parents of children under 9, please come forward to collect your child from the stage after the photo. Thank you, and we wish you, oh, not yet. Let's all have the students on the stage first. And we'll take a photo, and then I'll Yeah? For those of you who aren't going to stay for the photo, even if you are, thank you so much for attending today. We really, really appreciate everybody's contributions today. Round of applause for everybody here.
Excuse me, can you sit down? Thank you.
So the guys in front, you must sit down fully, the people behind you are really short. Oh, sorry, they're really young. They're really young. Is everybody here? Okay, good, that's good, that's good. Is there anyone else? That's good.
Thank you so much.